Hello everyone, my name is Fitriatul Zahra and I'm from the English Education Study Program. In this presentation, I will explain mind mapping as a teaching method and how it can be used to support students in organizing their ideas. First, let's understand what mind mapping is. Definition: mind mapping is a visual technique used to organize and connect ideas. It starts from a central topic and develops into related ideas using branches, keywords, and images. Dengan mind map, siswa tidak lagi melihat materi sebagai teks panjang, tapi sebagai bagian-bagian kecil yang saling terhubung. Jadi, lebih mudah dipahami dan diingat oleh siswa. Now, let's move on to its function. Mind mapping has several important functions in the learning process. The first function is organizing ideas. Mind mapping helps students arrange their ideas in a clear and structured way. They can easily identify the main idea and supporting details, so their thinking becomes more organized and easier to follow. Another function is helping students remember information. Mind mapping makes it easier because it uses keywords, colors, and visual elements. Instead of reading long text, students can quickly recall ideas through simple and meaningful words. In addition, mind mapping supports brainstorming. Students can generate ideas more freely without worrying about making mistakes. They can also develop their ideas step by step, which helps them think more creatively. It also helps simplify information. Complex material can be broken down into smaller and more manageable parts. This makes it easier for students to understand the lesson. Another important function is supporting language skills, especially reading and writing. Furthermore, mind mapping helps students summarize information when reading and organize their ideas before writing. This makes their learning process more effective and structured. Finally, mind mapping helps students prepare for speaking. By organizing their ideas in advance, students can speak more clearly, confidently, and in a more structured way. This also reduces hesitation and makes their explanation easier to understand. After understanding its function, let's see how to create a mind map. There are several simple steps that students can follow. To begin with, the first step is writing the main topic in the center. The main topic shows the focus of the discussion. It is placed in the center so that all ideas can grow from this point. This helps students stay focused on the topic. Next, students add branches for the main ideas. These branches represent the key points related to the topic. Each branch shows one main idea, so the structure becomes clearer and easier to understand. After that, students develop sub-ideas from each branch. Sub-ideas give more detailed information about each main idea. This helps students expand their thinking and make their ideas more complete. In addition, students use keywords instead of long sentences. Keywords make the mind map easier to read. They also help students remember information more quickly. Finally, students use colors and images to improve their mind map. Colors and images make the mind map more interesting and also help students remember the information better. To make it clearer, let's look at simple simulation of how mind mapping is used in the classroom. In this activity, mind mapping is used to support students in planning a descriptive text. The example used is My School, which helps students describe a familiar topic in a simple way. Di sini, My School hanya sebagai contoh, supaya siswa lebih mudah untuk mengembangkan ide karena topiknya dekat dengan mereka. To make this more understandable, let's look at a simple simulation. To begin with, in the introduction stage, the teacher introduces the topic and explains the objective of the activity. This helps students understand what they are going to do and why the activity is important. Jadi, siswa diarahkan dulu supaya paham dengan tujuan kegiatannya. Next, in the modeling stage, the teacher shows a simple example of a mind map and explains how the central idea connects to the main branches. Tujuannya supaya siswa punya gambaran yang jelas. After that, in the pair work stage, students work in pairs to discuss their ideas. They share and develop their ideas together. Tujuan pairs supaya semua siswa aktif. Kalau kelompok besar, biasanya ada yang pasif, tapi kalau berpasangan, pasti semua ikut berpikir dan menyampaikan ide. Then, in the mind map creation stage, students create their own mind map using keywords. This help them focus on the main ideas. Di sini, mereka masih menyusun ide, belum ke paragraf. Next, in the presentation stage, students present their ideas using the mind map as a guide. This help them speak more clearly and stay organized. Mind map di sini menjadi panduan supaya penyampaian idenya lebih terarah. Finally, in the feedback stage, the teacher give feedback on students' ideas and how they present them. Jadi, bukan cuma hasilnya, tapi cara mereka menyusun ide juga dinilai. Through this process, students learn how to organize and present their ideas more effectively. Mind mapping helps them become more confident and structured. To help visualize this, let's look at a simple example of a mind map. In this example, the central topic is my school. From this central idea, several main branches are created to organize the information, such as location, facilities, environment, and activities. Each branch represents key ideas that help students develop their description in a structured way. Di sini, siswa mulai dari kata kunci terlebih dahulu, tidak langsung membuat kalimat. Jadi, mereka bisa lihat ide-idenya dulu satu persatu supaya lebih mudah dikembangkan. For example, the location branch describes where the school is. The facilities branch includes places like the library or classroom. The environment branch explains the condition of the school. And the activities branch shows what students usually do. Bagian-bagian ini sederhana, tapi sudah cukup membantu siswa supaya punya gambaran tentang apa yang mau mereka jelaskan. The mind map is not the final product, but a planning tool that helps students organize their ideas before speaking. Jadi, ini sebagai alat bantu supaya ide mereka lebih rapi sebelum disampaikan. Next, I will explain the advantages of mind mapping. First, mind mapping makes learning more interesting and engaging because students can use colors, symbols, and images. Second, it helps students understand the material more easily by showing the relationship between ideas clearly. Third, it encourages creativity and active participation, since students are involved in creating their own ideas. Lastly, mind mapping improves students' confidence in expressing their ideas, especially when they present their work in front of the class. However, mind mapping also has some disadvantages. First, it requires more time compared to traditional note-taking, especially for beginners. Second, some students may feel confused at the beginning because they are not familiar with this method. Third, not all topics are suitable for mind mapping, especially topics that are too detailed or linear. And lastly, mind mapping needs guidance from the teacher to be effective, so students can create it properly. After explaining both the advantages and disadvantages, now let's move to the conclusion. Mind mapping is an effective and creative teaching method that helps students organize ideas, improve memory, and understand lessons more easily. It also encourages active participation and makes learning more engaging. Therefore, mind mapping can be a useful strategy in teaching and learning, especially in developing students' thinking and communication skill. Alright, that's brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this presentation was clear and helpful. See you!